Beware holiday scams. I'm Lisa Oligas, and this is Newsmakers. In this edition, we will go down the naughty list of the top 12 holiday scams outlined by the Better Business Bureau. Joining us to share all that information is Pamela Hernandez with the BBB. Welcome back. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So many people are all about shopping and donating during the holiday season, but there are others scheming to swipe your cash or steal your personal information. So, Pam, tell us, what is the #1 on the BBB's naughty list of scams?
Well, first, just that there's no particular ranking to the order. So just because it's at the top doesn't mean it's the riskiest. Right. They're all equal, I feel like. But its top is social media ads, or misleading social media ads. Because as the shopping season ramps up, everybody's going to be looking for a deal. And it's so easy for scammers to create some fake ads leading you to an incredible sale, or at least you think it's an incredible sale, but to their fake website.
And then you give them too much information.
Oh, exactly. You find that perfect item that you've been shopping for at a great price, and before you think about it, you've provided all of your information, your credit card number. Even there's a new scam where they're saying your card's declined so they can pick up a second number while they're there.
Wow, that's devious.
Yes.
You bet. So it can be easy to fall for these, especially as you search an item and then other ads pop up. Are there some red flags that tell you this deal is too good to be true and the business isn't legitimate?
Well, I mean, you just said it right there. It's a deal that's too good to be true. That is your first little gut check-in. Does this just sound off? But when you click through an ad and you get to a website, what does that website look and feel like? Are there broken links? Are there misspellings? Can you not find contact information for customer service? Just those little details. Take your time and do your research.
And then you can search to see if it is a legitimate business through your sites?
Absolutely. BBB.org is a great place to go to see if it's a legitimate business and what experience consumers have had. What kind of reviews? Do they have a history of complaints? And how have they addressed those complaints?
Sounds good. #2 is gift exchanges. Now, these are ones that don't necessarily involve friends and family. So what's the lure here of these Secret Santas or Secret Sisters?
Well, you just said it, Secret Santa. We all kind of love those little fun holiday gift exchanges, but these are, again, posts that can pop up online. So maybe it's in a neighborhood Facebook group that you're in, for example, and you see this post offering to put you in a chain or a pool to get little $10 gifts, let's say, from other people. You just have to provide your personal information and maybe more people to add to the chain. So you're giving up information about yourself, your family, things that a scammer could use to steal your ID.
So are you sending them anything in this case, or you're just giving them information of somebody's supposed to send me a gift and then no gift ever arrives?
Both. You're sending money to who knows, because everybody listed on the chain could all go back to one scammer. You don't know that. And you're not going to get the gift that you were promised.
Right. Well, #3 is holiday apps. Technology can create some really cool things like having a chat with Santa, but how can these put you at risk?
And how much fun would that have been as a kid to be able to watch Santa feed the reindeer, right? But when you download an app, it's so important to understand, one, where you're getting that app from. Is it a legitimate company? And then check those privacy settings. What kind of information are they collecting about you or your child?
Okay. I recently traveled to Dallas, and with today's technology, I drove by a toll camera and was sent an invoice. It was a legit toll charge. BBB says not all of those are. So, right, Pam? What about these fake tolls?
So what we've seen over the last year, and this happened quite a bit over the summer travel season, consumers reported that they were getting text messages saying that they had they'd missed a payment on a toll. These were coming from states, for example, Missouri, that doesn't have toll roads. So there's a big red flag right there. Second of all, somebody's not going to be able to text you. You're going to get something in the mail. If you get something where you even think you might have bypassed a toll road, go directly to the authority, whatever the state authority is, to find out if you indeed missed that toll.
Okay. Well, #5 is free gift cards. There are businesses that do offer giveaways to promote social media pages. So how do we spot a phishing scam, Pam?
Oh, so think about if it's unexpected and it is coming to you, making all of these promises. You're a loyal customer. We're going to give you this free gift card for just a little bit of information. That exchange right there. If you've signed up for a loyalty program, they're going to give you that regardless. So for example, maybe you signed up for a store like Michaels, they have a great loyalty program. If you go into the app, you're going to get that coupon for your purchase, or you've accumulated so many points. It's not something we're going to start asking you for more information. If you signed up for the loyalty program, they already have your information. You're going to get that discount right in your account.
And you don't usually have to provide a credit card to be part of a loyalty program.
No, you do not. If somebody says we're going to send you a free gift card, but you need to pay $2.99 shipping, that's another big red flag.
Okay, okay. Well, number 6 is temporary holiday jobs, which many people do get for extra cash. So what is the risk of getting a temporary job?
Well,
fishing for them.
Yes, there's no risk necessarily in getting a temporary holiday job. There's some great opportunities to earn extra cash over the holidays. It's those easy hires, big pay for little work. So for example, something consumers tell BBB about is reshipping jobs, where your job is to receive a good, verify, relabel, and send it on. Those electronics, those items, they're often purchased either with stolen credit cards or goods that have been, they are going off to some place where they shouldn't be sent. So those types of things, that's a big red flag. You're not going to be reshipping items for Amazon. That doesn't make sense.
And then are there other jobs that they advertise that we should be aware of, like work from home or easy, make cash fast? Is that
Another one that consumers tell us about are mystery shopping jobs, which again, there are legitimate mystery shopping jobs out there. But if someone sends you an assignment to go purchase gift cards, they send you a fake check. You don't know it's fake, of course, to start with, but they say, go buy these gift cards, scratch off the back, provide us the information, and unfortunately, by the time the check comes back, not only they have the money off the gift cards, but that money's coming out of your bank account.
Wow, that could be a serious blow, depending on the size of the gift cards.
It really can be.
All right, we've done our top 6. Thank you, Pam. We've seen the top 6 of BBB's top 12 naughty list scams. We're going to take a break. When we come back, how that offer of a cute little puppy for Christmas could be a bad thing. Welcome back to Newsmakers, where we want to help you protect your money and personal information as you get ready for the holidays. We're back with Pamela Hernandez with the Better Business Bureau, who is sharing the top 12 scams on the BBB's naughty list. Now, number 7 is imposter scams. So where do these happen?
Oh my goodness, this can run the gamut. This can be social media ads posing as your favorite big box retailer. This could be someone pretending to be the BBB. This could be someone pretending to be someone shipping your packages. It is all over, but it's just someone trying to get you to click on something, open an attachment to get to your personal information, to get to your money.
So that's not really something where they're going to try and get you to, pay a fee or anything. They just want access to either a credit card or an address or a phone number. What all do they take when they want to get to your personal information?
Well, it could be any number of those things. So for example, we talked a little bit about those social media ads, right? Sometimes they can be pretending to be a retailer that we know and love. For example, last holiday season, consumers reported to us that they were clicking on deals on social media sites for Best Buy. But you had to pick it up at the curb. You had to go to the store. So they were making their order, they were providing credit card information, and of course, when they showed up at the store had absolutely no idea what they were talking about.
Wow. I have noticed on Facebook there's a page that keeps showing recipes, says it's America's Test Kitchen, but the name on it is always different, it's always foreign. And it's like, well, why would they be? And they keep saying, click on if you want to keep subscribing to America's Test Kitchen. So is it that kind of thing where you think you really are getting information from a valid source, but they're just using the name even though they don't have the right to?
Absolutely. It could be exactly that. They want to get an email address, which then they send something to later that leads you to provide more information. It's almost like a legitimate marketing sales funnel, if you will, where they're just going to start with something simple, but then they keep coming back for more and more info.
Can they be sued by these companies whose name they're kind of misrepresenting?
You know, that's a great question. Legal questions like that, not my area of expertise, but I know that retailers in general, bigger retailers in particular, are trying to crack down on scams because they know it hurts them, it hurts the consumer, and it hurts the economy.
Yeah, because you don't know if you can trust their site then. Is it always best then to go to their legitimate site and look to see if they actually are offering something like that?
Absolutely. If you see a deal and it's, again, from that retailer you know and love, go to your app, go to the website. If the deal is real, it's going to be there.
Okay. Alrighty. So the holidays are a time when many of us want to be generous and help others in need, so they too can have a Merry Christmas. But the cons are out there with a handout too. Number 8 is fake charities. How do they operate, Pam?
Well, really trying to take advantage of people wanting to do good things during the holidays. And it can be anything from somebody setting up a fake or a GoFundMe or some sort of crowdfunding appeal saying it's going to go from one place to another, to an imposter, somebody posing as a charity or creating a charity that looks similar enough that if you don't do your research, you might think that it is a legitimate charity.
Has this been done in our state? I mean, have we had charities say, hey, wait, that's not us?
You know, we have had consumers report that they get calls or solicitations from things that look very similar to a legitimate charity. Luckily, they take the time to do their research, look at that name, look at that URL, and see that like, oh, this just isn't quite right. And so that's why it's really important to dig into those details, or even just stick to the charities that you know and trust, people in your local community that you can hand that donation right over.
And I know in our area, we've even had like fireman's pension or police pension, and they say, oh, we don't make phone calls. So is it important to check with an organization and say, oh, well, I'll go to your location, or is it better to say, oh, can I call you back? Is there anything you can say to someone who calls you that would trigger them to like realize you're onto them?
Well, if anybody calls you and they make something that's very high pressure, they say you've got to give now, that's a big red flag. Any legitimate charity is happy to have your donation no matter what time of year it is. So take that pause and do your research. If it sounds like a charity you might have heard of, but you're not sure, you can go to give.org. That's actually a part of BBB, and you can see if that charity is listed. If they meet our 20 standards for charitable accountability that tell you about transparency, effectiveness, what kind of marketing materials they use. So just take the time, do the research, check everything carefully, don't fall into those emotional high pressure appeals.
And when you can, give locally. It's probably the safest way to go.
Give locally or go to give.org to find vetted charities.
Sounds good. All right, so many people shop online and are trying to track those packages. This next scam seems easy to fall for. Number 9 is fake shipping notifications. They can be texts or emails. I feel like I've gotten some in the past.
Oh, I got one last week. I get them all the time. You get a text message that appears to be from, say, U.S. Postal Service, which in 2023 was the top impersonated institution based on reports to BBB.
Wow.
Or it's from UPS or some other shipper that says, there's a problem with your package, there's an address problem, we can't find your location, just click here, or just respond with a Y. And then they start asking for your information, and in some cases a fee to re-deliver.
Wow, that seems like it could open a big can of worms.
Oh, absolutely. Once somebody has your credit card number, for example, they can go as far as your credit card company will allow them, unfortunately.
So how do they get our phone numbers to text us?
Well, it's phishing. They're just going with lists of numbers that I don't know exactly where they can get, but our phone numbers are very easy to get. I mean, I think we all know that information is out there, and they're just seeing who's going to bite.
So when you look at this text, what should be your knee-jerk reaction? I mean, what do you say? Did I order something? But a lot of people will be ordering around the holidays. So how can you look at, say, it's a text message and know this doesn't seem right?
Well, keep track of your packages, first of all. When you order something, you're going to get a shipping notification. They're going to tell you it's coming USPS, UPS. They're going to let you know. So if you haven't ordered anything, there's your first red flag. If you get something, look at where it's coming from. Is it a short address or an email address that doesn't make sense? So for example, you might see something that has USPS in it, but then it'll have a long string after it. That's not the official domain for the US Postal Service. If you think there might be a problem, go directly to your shipping history with the retailer. It's going to have the information. You're going to be able to track it from there.
And usually somebody shipping to you will give you a contact. Like if there's a problem, contact us, correct? Should you have that usually sent to you?
Yes, when you make an order, you're going to get some sort of notification. Thank you for your order. Here's your tracking number. You're going to get all of that. So trust that information. Go to your account with the retailer to find that. Don't click on links or open attachments in any text messages.
All right, sounds good. Well, number 10 is an odd one to me. It's a surprise. It deals with advent calendars. So help me understand how this is a scam item, Pam.
Okay, so it's a little strange, but advent calendars got really popular for a period of time and still kind of are. Yeah. And this is one of those things where people just aren't getting goods. Cute advent calendars, all sorts of little niches that people might want. Maybe they see the ad on social media. People take the money, but you never get your calendar. So, take your time. If you're considering buying from a retailer you've never heard of, look it up at bbb.org, do your research, or maybe just find an advent calendar at the big box store or retailer that you already know and love.
So some of these would seem like they might be made by a crafter. When you're thinking of getting something from somebody who says, oh, I make these homemade, how can you vet those people? They're not a big business necessarily.
No, they're not a big business, but you can certainly look for reviews. Just about anybody who's trying to sell anything these days has some reviews somewhere. So whether that's they do have a BBB profile, any business can have a BBB profile. Whether those are other online reviews at their site or at Google, look at those reviews, see what other people are saying, and make sure you have a way to contact that retailer. If there's no contact information, if you actually can't reach out and get an answer from them, proceed with caution.
Okay. So people often hope to get a special something under the tree, but luxury or name brand items are a big scam offered by resellers. Now, how do they scam folks? And how can we know if we're not dealing with someone reputable?
Oh, and that is so hard because we want to do, or at least try to do what's right for the planet maybe. Thrifting is a big thing, and if you can thrift some high-end items, that's great. We're saving a little money and we're doing what's right for the planet. So you have to really understand how you're going about getting these goods. There are legitimate sites, businesses that are accredited that work with the people sending these in to kind of vet and make sure that everything is the way it should be. Be careful or cautious when it's an online marketplace, so like Facebook Marketplace, for example, where there's not any vetting. You don't even know if the item exists. And if they start asking you to pay with a gift card or a wire transfer or some sort of untraceable payment method, use a credit card. If you're thrifting or online shopping or otherwise, use that credit card. That way, if there is a problem, if the item is counterfeit or you never get the item at all, you have some recourse.
So a lot of times there are knockoffs though. And some people know they might be buying a knockoff. How do you find out if you're spending too much for something, or how can you check the brand quality?
It's so hard until you actually get the item in your hands. That's part of the risk reward when we're shopping online. So doing the research researching who you're purchasing from to see what kind of reputation they have. Even companies who are doing, for example, reselling, those types of things, they can be BBB accredited. And that's one thing that you can use to help you feel secure in your decision.
And I know you mentioned Facebook Marketplace. A lot of people have meetups. What are some of are there some risk in doing that? What would you ask to be safe when you're trying to do that exchange? Sometimes that is the way to say, okay, I want to see it before I pay you for it. But are there dangers or risks to also meeting up with folks? Do you have any advice for shopping that way?
Oh, of course. You definitely want to be careful, and you certainly don't want to hand over payment until you've actually seen the item, taken possession of the item. The great thing is a lot of local, for example, police departments, sheriff department, they offer a space where you can go and meet up. I've done that myself in the past. It's a safe spot. You're right in there by the authorities. If something should feel off, you know you have a trusted person you can turn to.
Okay, good advice. Well, last but certainly not least on this list is number 12, puppy scams. So how do these scammers operate?
Oh, these are the ones that just break my heart. This is somebody who is looking for that special addition to their family for the holidays, and they find something online. Maybe they see somebody's had some puppies. They're in a neighborhood Facebook group, and they say, "Great, this is a great deal." Maybe it's a hard to find breed. They fall in love with this dog, of course, through the pictures, and the scammer starts asking for more. They've already charged you, let's say, for the dog, but now there's a problem with delivery. We need to pay the courier. We need to pay now a special crate. They keep coming back for more and more and more. And of course, these dogs never exist. It's just an attempt to play on those emotions to get you to keep handing over money.
There are people who spend quite a bit of money on a dog thinking it's a special breed. So, and a lot of times it is individuals who are marketing their dogs. So what is the best way to try and check out these people?
Well, try to find, if you're going to buy a dog, a reputable breeder. So again, you can research through breeding organizations, through BBB, you can research their reputation. Make sure you actually just have some interaction with the pet to make sure it actually exists. So get on a Zoom if they're not in the same town. Get on a FaceTime and make sure there's actually a living, breathing animal. You can take a picture and do a reverse image search. Images.google.com. Put that picture in there and see if that sweet little puppy shows up on multiple sites for sale. That's, of course, another big red flag.
Yeah. So if they're trying to sell it all these different places, and it's the same dog being sold 10 times.
Exactly.
Okay, good advice. Well, we're going to take another break, and we will come back with Pamela Hernandez from the BBB with more advice right after this. Welcome back to Newsmakers, where we are talking with Pamela Hernandez of the Better Business Bureau about shopping safely and the holiday scams that are out there. Thank you, Pamela, for being with us again.
Oh, happy to be here.
So let's talk about when you're going shopping, even if you go not online, which we know online is rife with possible scams. But so you go to mall and there are maybe some pop-up stores. What are some safety tips you would have for buying from maybe something that may not be there next month?
Ask questions, because you are going to see holiday pop-ups, holiday markets. So find out how that impacts you. For example, if you need to make a return or an exchange. If they close up on December 31st, what are you going to do when the person you gave the gift to, it's the wrong size or there's a problem? Who are you going to go to? So you want to ask some questions before you make those purchases, so that if something goes wrong, you know that you're going to be able to reach out to them.
If they were located in a mall, does that give you, any more recourse? Just maybe contact the mall personnel if they have contact information. I mean, a lot of times if you buy something, you don't go, "Hey, I need your phone number."
Right.
So.
Yeah, no, I mean, and you can certainly ask for a business card, but find out, are they part of a national chain, for example?
Okay.
Sometimes we get pop-ups over the holidays for larger retailers that don't normally have a physical presence in our area, right? They want to reach you with their holiday gift baskets or their calendars or whatever they have for the year. So find out if they're part of that national organization. And if it is in a mall or shopping center, they might be able to help you find the person, but it's not always a guarantee.
Okay. Well, let's talk about some safety tips when shopping. I mean, is there a best way to buy things so that your purchase can be maybe covered or secure? I mean, a lot of times we worry about putting our credit card out there a lot, but sometimes credit card companies do offer some safety for returns, correct?
That is correct, and BBB recommends consumers try to use your credit card where they can. And of course, a lot of retailers won't even take checks anymore.
That's true.
But if you hand over a check, you're giving them that account number as well as all of your personal information, your address, your phone number, sometimes your driver's license number. So using that credit card not only gives less information that's accessible to someone in the store, for example, but you also do have some recourse. If there's a problem, you can often dispute a charge with your credit card company to try to get those funds back if for some reason the retailer isn't willing to work with you.
And what do we need to know if something is, for sale now, but you might be taking it back later? Could you lose out that way? I mean, is it something you should be careful of, knowing all the parameters of a sale before you try and get the best deal ever, and you may not be able to get the value of it later?
Check the return policy. Even if it's a store you shop at all year long, holiday return policies can be different. So you want to ask questions. Now, the good news is some retailers will actually extend return periods because they know you're going to be doing some gift giving, but that's not a guarantee. So ask the questions. Ask for that gift receipt just in case, and just make sure you have copies of any details that they provided, warranties when you made the purchase.
I was just going to ask that. So what about warranties? I mean, when you're buying electronics, that's kind of like the number one extra sales pitch they give you is, do you want the extended warranty? Is that something that's worth it when we're buying gifts for someone?
You know, that can really depend and vary from situation to situation. You just want to make sure that you get all the details and you understand exactly what is covered before you sign up, and weigh the cost versus the cost of the purchase of the item.
Okay. What other tips can we give to our shoppers out there as to being safe at the holidays?
Well, again, do your research. Allow yourself plenty of time. Last minute, you might be a little crazed. You might start clicking on things you might normally click on. Give yourself plenty of time. Do your research before you shop online, before you check out new retailers. Just take a moment. And if you come down to the wire, as some of us are going to do with those gifts, really be careful with gift cards.
Okay.
There's something we started to see a little bit more of last holiday season called gift card draining, where scammers are going into retail stores and draining the money, the value off of gift cards, putting them back on the rack, and the person who, of course, purchased it, they don't know until somebody tries to redeem it. So just take a look at those gift cards, make sure they haven't been tampered with, there's nothing scratched off already. Maybe even consider doing an electronic gift card. That way you know it is a unique code directly to the recipient.
Sounds good. Great advice. Thank you for sharing so much information. If people want to learn more, what is your website again?
Well, we have just for the holidays, bbb.org/holiday, with everything we've talked about today and so much more.
All right. It's all there in front of you. Well, thank you again, Pamela Hernandez.
Thank you.
And that wraps up this edition of Newsmakers. Be cautious and alert when shopping this season, whether at home or at stores, and protect your purchases and your personal information. Thanks to our guest, Pamela Hernandez with the BBB, and thank you for watching Newsmakers.